From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast.
Welcome into the most ridiculous podcast in sports and pop culture. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Hey-o.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold Mayday beer and let's get after it. As always, Pucks Out is powered by Mayday Brewery, the official beer of Pucks Out Podcast. Join us on March 2nd for bingo night. It's going to be a great fucking time. We're going to be, giving away some nice little goodies, having some fun, drinking some beer, and it's gonna be a good night. So come on out and try your hand at some bingo.
Man, I'm not sure if I can send them out yet, but I think our main prize, and don't quote me on this because, I got to figure out some stuff. I think our main prize will be some Nashville SC soccer tickets. So,
nice.
So a little,
hell yeah.
Right there in the supporters section. I got to figure out a game that we don't want to go to, Bob. So I can get, so we'll give away some SC soccer tickets. I don't know if I can, I'm sure I can transfer them now, I know that I have them in my account or whatever.
Okay, then you should be able to.
I should be able to, but we'll try to do that because I don't know that we have any Preds tickets to give away this time, and I think that we've made a habit of giving away tickets, and so I think people expect it from us now, Bob.
Yeah. So super excited about that. Today we're talking some of the NHL Trade deadline. We got games of the week and much more. Check us out on Twitch. Well, you'll find us on January 30th. We'll be doing a watch party. Come on, join us there. And you can also check us out on our Discord video chat room where we'll be also doing a simulcast there as well in case you don't have Amazon Prime. And we'll be watching Tammy in the T-Rex.
I was going to ask, I was going to ask if we had a choice yet. So perfect.
Yeah. Nice. And for those of you that played High on Life, you'll recognize the game from that. You'll recognize the movie from that game that they had playing in the background the whole time. So I'm excited to watch it.
I played a little bit, and so I did not realize that. So I was too busy spending 15 hours of real time in the Alien Strip Club. So
how you doing this week, bud?
Yeah, man, I'm doing pretty good. We were talking before the stream, dude. I've been playing so much Xbox, dude. I've been playing a lot of games. It takes me back to my youth, brother. So, playing some Assassin's Creed Odyssey, some Far Cry. I've been playing It Takes Two with Stephanie, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which is pretty sick as well. So, but yeah, man, Stephanie started school, so I spend a lot of time by myself now, which is all right. I guess it's happening. But yeah, I'm doing all right, man. How about you, bud?
Good, brother. Just hanging out. Been streaming some new games. Checking out some new games tonight. Checking out Planet Zoo was on Steam is having their base building sale. So it was like normally like the game plus all of the add-ons like $150. I got almost all of it for like $35, which is fucking
nice.
Nice. It's like you get to make like a full-on like custom zoo and shit, super high quality graphics. And there's a new game, Warlander, which is like a medieval fantasy hack and slash game that I'm checking out. So I've just been playing a lot of games.
Sounds good. We talked about the other day. Junie playing that what is it, Origins Ancestors or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in checking that game out.
Yeah, game looks sick. You were telling me a little bit about Stranded. I played maybe 10-20 minutes of it. Seems like it's pretty involved, so I didn't know how long.
It's a game better played with people.
Yeah, for sure. I could see that. Jackson was over here and we were kind of running through it and stuff, but yeah, I was like, I'm going to go play something a little more polished. Yeah, sure. This game is only 2 gigabytes. And so, great game for 2 gigabytes. I'm going to go play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's a little more, rounded and not as many questions up in the air.
Yeah. It is crazy that we're talking about how a game is not super polished at 2 gigabytes, where if you go back, 15 years ago, some games on like Xbox, the original Xbox and PlayStation 2 were like less than a gig, like less than 500 megabytes.
And we'll talk about, I guess we can bring that up a little bit in my Snaps My Snit segment. So, I mean,
Nice.
used to.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to save it because
we'll talk about it.
I had a whole spiel.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's do a fit check, man. I'm rocking my Washington hat because, the Dallas Cowboys fucking lost.
There you go, baby.
Fun fact, Blake Bortles has more conference championship game appearances since 1997 than the entire Dallas Cowboys, which is
all it takes is one.
Stat.
All it takes is one.
Yeah.
All it takes is one.
Literally.
I'm rocking the Chattanooga Lookouts hat. Always a sick little addition. And then I went with my Where's Brando, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's Bondo, bro? People are going to be looking for me. Found him. And as you can see in the back, I got my camera moved a little bit. You can see the sorting hat back here. So,
Yeah, nice.
So got that. I'm counting that as my fit check because I can't wear it it doesn't fit with the stuff on.
But all right, let's move into the news.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
We're talking Bruce Boudreau, who was dealt probably the worst hand imaginable by the Canucks. I believe he is now officially fired. He is officially no longer the head coach of the Canucks.
Yes,
but correct. It was something we all saw coming for the last couple weeks. A little bit more about this. Give me all the deets.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, unfortunately, there's not a lot more details than that. I mean, it's just been a known thing for a couple of weeks that the Canucks have hired Rick Tocchet, and media's asking Boudreau about it, to the point where not just, it's rumors flying around, to the point where Boudreau is addressing the questions, not letting them pass by like you would think if it's rumors of your job. Just dealt him dirty. I mean, this is not his fault. He brought them back into almost a playoff contender. Since last year, his tenure with Vancouver, he's got a 50, 40, and 13 record. So it's not like he's in there winning 7 or 8 games in a season or something. Just really did him dirty. And and let's be clear, I'm not even saying that the man shouldn't have been fired, but fire the guy and bring in your guy, or have an interim for a few games. Don't hire a new guy and then let your old guy coach those games. It's just, it was just so unprofessional by the Canucks. And you said people were getting mad at the media members for asking him the questions, and to that I say, why? That's their job. They got news. They can't say, well, I can't ask him this question because it's not nice. The guy's getting fired. Bruce Boudreau is gonna be fine. Okay, he's gonna go find a new job. It's don't feel bad for how they handled it, but don't feel bad for Boudreau. He handled it like a king. So what an absolute joke, though. I think that, we already talked about the coaching carousel and what happens with it. But traditionally, you don't get a coach fired have a fired coach your team for 3 or 4 weeks. So this is a new high. But Bruce, I say this with all my heart. We are super looking forward to having you in Coach House, brother. We are super looking forward to having you, bro. I'm sure you won't be there long. I'm sure you won't be there long, but we'll be glad to have you while we can.
Yeah. I know I've been seeing a lot of talk about the possibility of, if the Preds don't step it up, him possibly replacing John Hines.
I'd love to see Boudreau.
Wouldn't be mad at it.
I would love to see Boudreau here. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. John Hines does just enough to, keep his job each year and say, well, we were rebuilding. So, but yeah, I would not, you wouldn't hear me complaining about that.
Yeah, usually people don't usually teams don't sell like head coach gear, but I would want some Bruce Boudreau gear somehow.
Oh yeah. I'm getting a Boudreau suit, dude. I'm going to get a suit. I'm going to get a suit, but I'm going to put his old hockey number on it. And I want to say, is Jim Rutherford the guy that is, let's see. I want to say, no. Yeah. So Jim, and you want to hear a great story. I saw this earlier on hockey. Jim Rutherford is the president of the Vancouver Canucks. Do you want to know who Bruce Boudreau scored his first career NHL goal on? It was Jim Rutherford. We know now why he got fired, dude. This is it. My man couldn't handle it.
Also, Jim Rutherford did officially apologize to Bruce Boudreau, but blamed the media for the leaks. And it's like, that's what? That's not how that works.
Well, to be fair, my man's is 5'8", dude. He's just getting it where he can get it. All right.
All right. Craig Anderson played his 700th game. That's a huge milestone in this league. So yeah, that's huge. I don't have his stats in front of us. I don't know if you.
I don't either. If you want to look those up, I was just going to make a comment. I remember when we started playing fantasy hockey in 2016, 2017 year. And excuse me, Craig Anderson was on his last legs then, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he was like, oh, well, he's got a few more games in him when he was playing for the Senators. And I mean, this man just keeps resurfacing everywhere. And
he is 41 years old. He has 700 games played, of course. 661 of them he has started, which that's a huge number to only not have started 400. Yeah, I mean that's pretty.
Well, 700. I think that is 700 would mean he actually played in those games. I don't think goalies get a game counted. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, but still, 700 career games, and and I mean, you would think that he's been getting, he's been on some bad teams, that he'd be put in the game a lot more than or stuff like that.
Well, and usually he was he was that guy. So I mean, usually if you're getting drummed with your backup in, you're not going to send your guy in to take the heat on it. But yeah, man, you're right. It's been amazing, and he's not been astronomically great or
he's
anything.
Got 316 wins and 270 losses. So I mean, he's more than 50%. He's got almost 22,000 shots against. And his goal against average is 2.85 and got a 9.912 save percentage.
I'm going to see what
shutouts in his career.
That's pretty good. I'm going to look up the goalie win record in the NHL. NHL's
Marty Brodeur probably has it.
Brodeur. Okay, so this is all-time wins leader. I was like 1,266. No, that was games played. I was like, holy crap, that's a lot. But 691 wins. And you said he had how many?
He had 316.
He had 316 wins. Yeah, I mean, that's good enough. That's good enough for number 32 all time and win. So, I mean, I'd say that's
how many games played did Marty Brodeur have?
1,266.
Okay.
So
that's a lot of games.
Yeah, I think that we were not overestimating. 700 games is 700 games, right? But I think it's more impressive that 700 games has landed him at 32 on the wins list. Because I mean, some guys have about 600 above him, but a lot of them have 800, 900.
Yeah.
But Marty Brodeur also has the games played record by a good 200 games over Roberto Luongo, and about another 240 over Patrick Waugh. So the only active guy I see above him in games played, Jonathan Quick has 738. Fleury has 967. But I think that really we're talking about Craig Anderson, but can we just talk about the 1,266 games played by Marty Brodeur? That's a little redonkulous. Shutouts. Guess how many shutouts Brodeur had?
126.
Oh my goodness, 125. That was super good. That was a super good guess, dude. That was like a really good guess.
Probably could. More than likely, I've seen that before because it's Marty Brodeur. So I've probably seen it on a records list before.
Well, but how many lists have we? How many stats lists do we look at in a day? Even much less an entirety of our lifetime. So even so, that's pretty good that you would be able to remember it. Shutouts, Pekka Rinne. Sitting there at number 19 with 60. That's pretty awesome. And let's see, Craig Anderson 43.
I assume that Craig Anderson had won a cup with the Blackhawks earlier in his career. No, the closest he came was I think 2017.
Senators.
He was with the Senators.
Yeah, when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, no cups for Anderson. Though, if the Sabres keep playing like they're playing, that's not outside the realm of possibilities that team could go and win a cup. I mean, it's not likely, but
I mean, I don't honestly. I think this year, unless something drastic happens, this might be one of the biggest lopsided years I've seen. I think the Bruins are just destroying everything and everybody, and I think that the Bruins, I mean, I can't. I'm excited to see what their odds are come the start of the playoffs because they are just walking in the playoffs.
I agree with you, but I do feel like this is one of the teams that could get hit by injuries a lot easier than some of the other teams. I mean, all it takes is
that's why I'm saying it's up to injuries with this team.
Yeah, but yes, I mean, I agree with you. They are sitting at 78 points right now. The next closest is Carolina with 66. I mean, they are absolutely dominating this league right now with total of 9 losses, but only 4 of those are 4 of those are overtime losses. There was talk today that, I mean, they're on pace to beat the NHL record of 66 wins currently. Will that happen? Who knows?
Wild.
The end of the season kind of, they may slow down a little bit, but you're right, man.
Yeah.
It's
and again, all it takes is 1 or 2 bad injuries, and then that kind of puts them in. We've seen that happen many times.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, but you're right. Right now, it is their game, their season to lose. Though the Seattle Kraken are looking pretty good in the West. I don't think that they're a cup worthy team yet, but I think for a brief moment in time, they were leading the division. I think Vegas is back up there now, but for a brief moment in time, the Kraken were. And hey, I'm bragging on my Kraken right now because I took the puck line against New Jersey on them. So no, maybe I just took the win, and they came home with it. So I'm appreciating them right now.
Yeah. All right, let's move into outside the NHL.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
Shannon Sharpe takes on the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know if you got to see it. It was absolutely pandemonium in Los Angeles as the Los Angeles Lakers took on the Memphis Grizzlies. Shannon Sharpe had some choice words for I believe was it Dylan Brooks? Is that
Dylan Brooks and Ja Morant? He was and Ja's dad. That was my favorite. I'm so glad you brought this up because it was my favorite quote. Shannon Sharpe, his badass quote, talking about how all these people didn't want this noise. I'm sure that the people that are about 100 pounds less than you and about 5 inches shorter than you didn't want that noise. No doubt, Shannon. But he failed to mention how when Steven Adams went over there, it wasn't anymore about the noise. He didn't mention the noise that Steven Adams didn't want. And maybe by not mentioning it, he's meaning Steven Adams did want the noise and he could have got it. And I didn't want the noise on that. So
listen,
so
I absolutely love Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp is one of my favorite commentators. I love watching Undisputed with him. I met him when I was a kid, very briefly at a Houston at a bar in Atlanta when I was with my dad. He is a massive dude. He is a charismatic guy. He is awesome. I think that he was in the wrong 100%. He's put out a very, very thought out apology based on this, and I thought his apology was so good that honestly, I'm surprised we didn't make it into the pod. He apologized to everyone. Like his apology went on for a long time. He apologized to his stylist for maybe embarrassing the stylist because he knew that cardigan he was wearing went viral. A cardigan that was $3,000, by the way.
Okay, we can all agree.
Like someone could have just made it home.
We can all agree wearing a $3,000 cardigan was the stupidest thing that Shannon Sharp did that day. This is sports, baby. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and how did dude still look scary in a fucking cardigan?
He is fucking. I dream every day that I wake up and I hear that Skip Bayless has been beat up. But when I saw Skip Bayless telling Shannon Sharp that he wasn't as good as Tom Brady, like that was even what he was trying to say. And he took his glasses off and his suit almost ripped off. I was scared for Skip Bayless. I was like, He said, don't take your glasses off. I was like, Skip, don't anger him, man. Don't anger him.
Yeah. Speaking of Skip and Tom Brady, there was this amazing gif I saw. It was Tom Brady like on the sideline and Tom Brady's like, ooh, like looking over his shoulder excited at something. Like it's like Skip Bayless when Shannon walks into the office Monday after the incident in Los Angeles. It's like, ooh.
No,
what's up?
I don't think there was nothing said or done that was out of this realm crazy that, it was just a professional athlete that emotions are running high and, so I thought it was hilarious. And I'm with you. I like Shannon Sharp. I did lose respect for him signing up for a show with Skip Bayless, but that's beside the point. He has so much respect.
That paycheck though makes up for it.
It only brought the respect level down a little bit. He's still way up, you know?
Yeah. I do think, I wonder what the ratings were for that Monday's episode. Because that happened. And then right before the Eagles, right before the Cowboys game, so Skip Bayless, who is a Cowboys fan, tweeted out something like, in my head, the Cowboys' next game is against the Eagles. We're going to, this isn't even a real game against the 49ers. In my head, we're already playing the Eagles. And everyone in the comments is like, why would you do that?
They game planned for the Eagles. This was the issue. This is a different team.
The game plan for Jalen Hurts, and they got Brock Purdy.
They're like, man, he is not running at all. Why are we doing this spy?
And that leads us into our conference championship set in the NFL. I do want to talk, watching the Cowboys lose is amazing. I was really scared going into this weekend because I was like, honestly, I don't know who to root for in this Giants-Eagles game. Obviously, I was rooting for the Giants because A, they were the underdog. B, I hate Philly. I hate the city, the state, and the team.
Well, and you didn't feel like there was a real chance for the Giants to win the Super Bowl either, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's more of a reason.
Honestly, the biggest thing I hated about the Giants back in the day was Eli, and Eli's not there now, and I actually like Eli now. He's no longer on the Giants, so I was rooting for the Giants.
It's weird how that happens, man. It's almost like your mind is making stuff up in your head. You're like, I gotta hate this guy. That blue is ugly.
But I was really scared that obviously one of those teams would win. And then I was scared that the Cowboys could win. And then I'm just sitting here just hating life as a Commander fan. But watching the 49ers dismantle the Cowboys in the last 2 minutes and watching Mike McCarthy just make the worst play calling decisions I've ever seen was absolutely amazing. Talk about horrible clock management. And then that final play, watching Zeke get destroyed off the snap was even better.
Yeah, I didn't understand the play call. You've taken away Zeke's eligibility by making him the center. It was a very weird end of game play call. Honestly, I was super, super, super disappointed in that game. Not because the Cowboys lost. I don't care about the Cowboys. I was just hoping that game was going to be a lot better. It just was to me the most boring of the four. But I think we can agree that the Jags Chief game was the most exciting to me, but only because not glad that he got hurt, but only because Mahomes got hurt. That game, that was about to be a 35-14 drumming, dude. They were about to shred them. You could just tell.
Yeah.
That brings up a
good. In my opinion, this is a Super Bowl matchup. Cincinnati, Kansas City. I think whoever wins this game is going to win the Super Bowl. I think that this is the best two teams in the league, and I can't wait to see this matchup.
I can't wait either, but a high ankle sprain is not as easy to come back from. As Mahomes is making regret. It. It's all good for when you go into the locker room right after you hurt something and they shoot you up with a bunch of Vicodin. Yeah, man, you're going to feel fine, brother. It's that next day. It's that, it's that healing process. So I'm a little nervous that this is going to be, not as good of a game.
Tainted.
I think, definitely tainted. But I mean, that's what happens. I think that if San Francisco wins and the Chiefs win, I don't think that it's a question. I think San Francisco win. We saw what the Bucs pass rush did to the Chiefs a few years ago with a mobile Patrick Mahomes. So I think it's definitely 49ers if they go through. I think it's a little more open if it's the Eagles. But I will tell you, I think that any of the three possible or four possible matchups? Any of the four possible matchups, I think are going to be awesome. I mean, I think I'm rooting for Burrow to win him one though. I think that
100%.
I'm going for the Bengals.
After watching that last game, him just absolutely walking into Buffalo in a environment that is designed to make opposing quarterbacks feel uncomfortable. He walked in with such swagger, and he thrives in those uncomfortable situations. And he was just an assassin out there. I think that, and that is the main reason why I am sad that Patrick Mahomes is injured, is that we're not getting to see a full matchup. I want to see a healthy Mahomes versus a healthy Burrows, because I think Joe Burrow
we got to see that last year.
Quarterback in the league right now. Yeah,
we got to see that last year.
But I think Joe Burrow might be the best quarterback in the league right now, and I think that he needs to prove it. I think that this is the time to prove it. He needs to win 2 more games, and if he does, I'm giving him, at least my opinion is that he's the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of, cool, calm, and collected. I mean, I think again, I go back to San Francisco beats the Eagles. That San Francisco defense is no joke, man. I feel for either of those two quarterbacks. I think that, like we're saying, that Burrow has a much better opportunity being healthy, to advance in that game. But I mean, San Francisco's tough. I think that I'll be probably putting my money on San Fran this weekend. Although that doesn't mean a whole lot, because I lost almost anything that you could lose this weekend. I think I won San Fran. Yeah. I won San Fran spread. And then I won the under 50.5 live bet on the Bills, Bengals. But prop bets, every other spread, every other over under. Right when Patrick Mahomes got hurt, right when Patrick Mahomes got hurt, the odds were still open. So I did get a little 5 spot on Jacksonville at plus 400, because then as soon as he got hurt and out, it dropped to about 200. I was like, this is a good expected value right here. He just, that team overall was just too good, and the Jags are just too young right now. So, man, but playoff football, baby. It's always fun to watch. You know, we haven't got to watch football for just watching football in a while, so it's always nice to do that.
Yeah. Before we move on, I do want to talk about the amazingness. I sent it to you that the Cowboys Twitter account was absolutely roasting Dak Prescott. I mean, it was. When I saw that, I was like, "Is this like a fake blue check mark?"
Well,
I saw. For those that didn't see it, the Dallas Cowboys tweeted Dak Prescott gave away the ball twice in the narrow loss to the 49ers in a matchup the Cowboys had a chance to win if they didn't. Again, generate self-inflicted wounds. That is from the team's official Twitter
wasn't
account.
Wasn't it a retweet of like an ESPN article though? I mean, that's still roasting. But
they just copied the headline.
Quote tweeted it.
They didn't
I did see a bunch of
happening?
I did see a bunch of public freakout videos of a bunch of fights at Candlestick. And, you would think, oh, we're going to see a bunch of 49ers Cowboys fights. No. The three
Cowboys?
Yes, the three separate fights that I saw was just a bunch of Cowboys fans kicking the shit out of one another. I was like, guys,
I love it.
Fighting at an NFL game, you're already stupid. But you guys do realize that they've already divided up the teams, dude. Like, you already know. You don't even have to know if the guy. You just need to know what color his jersey is. But CeeDee Lamb got a couple of kicks in the head of the guy with this big starter, puffy Cowboys jacket, like it came straight up. I'll bet you that guy bought that Cowboys jacket the last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. And so it was brand new when he bought it, and that guy's just been wearing it ever since.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if you saw it. I do want to talk about I guess John Lynch must be a wizard, because during that game they showed him up in his press box
when he was down on the ground.
5 seconds later, he is on. And I said I was watching it with Meg, and I'm sitting here, I'm laying in bed, I'm like, what? Wait, John Lynch was just what? They just showed him in his press box. Like, I get elevators exist, but that's a fast elevator.
Here is what happened, Bob. John Lynch got in his car, drove from San Francisco all the way to your house in Shelbyville, laid you out. You had CTE, drove back, and then just went to the field. That man, I remember watching that dude. I don't even know if he's a wizard. I think he told somebody, make the elevator go faster, and they were scared not to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they just cut the line.
It's like, oh, defy John Lynch or the laws of physics. Physics, buddy. Let's go. We just invented teleportation for you, Mr. Lynch. Here you go, sir. But he was down there, bro. He was ready to go. He straight sprinted. I can just see John Lynch suited up.
Yeah, I thought, honestly, I got really scared in that game when Elijah Mitchell didn't run it. When Elijah Mitchell ran out of bounds, I had an oh shit moment where I was like, oh no, this could be bad. Like,
yeah, stupid play. Like, no. And he's a rookie, and you get that a lot, but know your job. No, that's why you get paid so much money. So you can run 42 scenarios in your head. Like, that's just like in baseball. Like, know where the baseball is being thrown to, right? You got to know before the play starts. There's three possibilities of what could happen. I get tackled, before a first down in the middle. Or if I get a first down, I got to get down, right? That's the it. And number one rule, don't get out of bounds. Don't get out of bounds. Only three things that you got to remember. Yeah, it didn't hurt him, but it definitely could have. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Main topic of the day. We're talking the NHL trade deadline. As of recording, it is 10 days away. Only one trade has happened recently. What's happened? Let's get this ball moving already. I hate how these teams wait until the very last opportunity and they kind of screw themselves. I mean, it just, come on, let's make something happen already. As of January 20th, however, there are 23 teams with less than a $4 million cap space available. And I believe there's like 6 teams who are over the cap space, just well over it. I think there's a couple teams who are like 10 million over already.
I'll
what's
bet
the
you it
point
is
of having a
not the
cap
Lightning.
if we're not going to enforce it?
I'll bet you it's not the Lightning though. Some play. I got a list here of some players that could be moved. Big name Bo Horvat, Vancouver. Ryan O'Reilly, Patrick Kane, Matt Dumba, Tyler Bertuzzi. Those are the top 5 names. Give me a landing spot for one of those guys if they are to trade him. Do you think that the Blackhawks really trade Patrick Kane? I just don't see them doing that.
I don't think so. I think that's
he's
a
an
big
ass
name.
and seats guy. Yeah, he's an ass and seats
Yeah.
guy. So unless what you get back is worth it,
it would have to be such a monumental trade, and they would not trade him into within the division. Maybe a team like the Islanders, maybe.
He has a no movement clause, so he ain't going to the Islanders. It's basically get me on the spot that I want to go where I'm not going, right?
Yeah. Maybe
so
like
I don't think
Boston
he'd want to
go.
I
don't know.
I'm sure he would love to go to Boston, but if you're Chicago and you trade Patrick Kane to Boston, I think that all the other owners should just get together and kick you out of the league. Like, you're done. You're out of here, buddy. Ryan O'Reilly, I think, would be a good piece, as well as Bo Horvat. I don't really know good landing spots. Maybe O'Reilly, the chatter is showing O'Reilly to the Maple Leafs. I think that could be a potentially good move for them, or the Boston Bruins. I think that'd be a great move for the Bruins to let the rich get richer there. But I don't know that I'm, willing to trade for Bertuzzi, depending on who I am. He's out a lot. There's about another 15 names here. You think Erik Karlsson? Any movement there?
I don't know. I think he retires soon. I think he just goes out on that team. I think Matt Dumba is a name that's up to be moved around a little bit.
A lot of names of these on this list are teams that are competing. Like, it's weird. Like, why would the Wild trade a bit? Unless there's something I don't know. But they're competing right now. I guess he's a UFA at the season's end. So, that's why get something while you can. So I'm sure a lot of those guys are that. Brock Besser, Vladimir Tarasenko's on this list. Timo Meier. I'd love to see Timo Meier get somewhere.
I can see
relevant.
I can see Tarasenko at a team like the Rangers.
I think Tarasenko really fits a lot of places. That right wing scoring capability will fit right in a lot of places for sure. A lot of Canucks maybe on the move. Gostisbehere in Arizona. James Van Riemsdyk's having a hell of a year. Puljujarvi, John Klingberg, all those guys are on this list. Let's go with this. Who do you think needs to make a move? Who do you think needs to bring a piece in, I should say, not lose a piece?
I think the Preds need to get off the pot this trade deadline. True. They need to make a decision of what they're doing. That they've been waiting. They've been hesitant for too many seasons. So they either need to say, okay, they either need to make a decision of, yeah. They either need to buy big or they need to sell big. They can't keep, kind of skirting around and just waiting for the right pieces to just fall in line. They need to make a move. I think the Devils need to make a big move if they are going to compete and get to that Eastern Conference championship game. They're not going to. I think with the team they have, they're not winning that Eastern Conference championship.
I think Bo Horvat, a good option for them. Matt Dumba, though, I think you can never say enough to having a solid core of defenders. I'm looking here. It's got to be, to me, Colorado or Seattle are just like standing out to me. Colorado's a great team that are kind of falling, behind the 8 ball a little bit. They have 45 games played right now, and they're right on the outside of the Central. So it's not like they're way out of there. But something to excite that team. But Seattle as well. I think that's a team that can go to the playoffs this year. And I think they need to show the fans and their team that they're willing to do that. So that's two teams that just kind of stand out for me. Is it the teams that need it the most? I don't know. I mean, I'm not, I haven't analyzed it that deep, but yeah, New Jersey makes a lot of sense to me. That's a team that probably needs to make a move. Buffalo, maybe, I mean, if you're really serious about trying to make the playoffs, maybe show and try to get something there. So, who else is on this list? Gustav Nyquist. I feel like he's a trade deadline darling every year, so I'm sure we'll see him move somewhere. We got Nyquist autographs, didn't we? When we were up in Columbus, I think we got, or at least I did on my hat. Yeah, no, I got Korpisalo, and I think you got Nyquist.
Yeah. Because I wanted Merzlikins, but they were all out of it.
They were out. Yeah. There was very few left, and so I got the Korpisalo one, and I think you got the Nyquist guy. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, and I guess next week we'll probably just do trade deadline and whatever happened. But I mean, you made the comment that I made recently that it's so weird that we wait until this close to, I mean, that's just so much, that just seems like so much work. There's got to be a reason for it, right? I mean, something specific to make you wait like this. You made a good comment last week about, well, waiting to see what other teams make moves. And that makes sense, I guess. But I'm wondering if we'll get a bunch. It's been a weird year in the NHL this year. We got a random crop of teams that are doing well. So I'm looking forward to our discussion next week so we can kind of get some of this laid out.
Yeah. All right, let's move into games of the week.
Games of the week. Bobby and Brandon do the work so you don't have to. The best from around the NHL and what to watch.
All right. Right now, Brandon has taken the lead. I'm sitting at 36-27. He's sitting at 38-24-1 after he had another perfect week. Just absolutely amazing showing, dude. I mean, congrats on that.
I appreciate it, brother. I think, and this is another first for us. This is the first time one of us has hit 5-0 and also won all their bets. So you hit, I hit 4-1 last week. So I appreciate you thinking that I went 5-0. I think I went 5-0 in bets last week, and you were the first person to
not
go.
In a row. I thought you had a 5-0 week earlier in the season.
Maybe I did. Maybe. Okay. I don't know. But I know you had the first one this season. You were the first one, and you won, and you lost one puck line bet on there. Appreciate it, brother. I mean, it was, and I was telling you I was not feeling great about my picks last week. I don't know if I found it or I'm just, the gods are shining on me. But this is the first time I've taken the lead in quite some time. You took the lead. You took the lead early last season and just never really relinquished it back. Last week I was able to pull it in and tie it with you. So I'm not over here bragging because I'm just, hey, look, guys, I'm just happy to be here. Okay. Money wise, we're both doing okay as well. You're a little bit down at $55.89 with $61 in, and I'm a little bit up at $71.63 with $61 in.
Yeah.
I will say,
well within that margin of error, well within like the margin of error for gambling when you're only doing $1 bets.
Absolutely. And I will say early on in the season, we were not as polished in making our picks. As we have been lately. We've kind of learned where we need to go with our picks a little bit. And so we started off, we were losing pretty early. Yeah. So there was
also those like 2 weeks in a row during the holidays when we said fuck it and did all puck lines and just lost our minds.
Honestly, I did okay during the all puck lines. I think it's but yeah, man, it was a good week for sure. And I thought for sure, I was like, okay, sweet. When you got your second loss, I was like, if I could get him to get 3 losses this week, but then you come in and dominate your Monday game, giving you a 3-2 record. So not shabby at all. You're right there. It's a two game swing. So we're, you ain't out of this. So
yeah. But why don't you start us off with your Thursday game?
Yeah. Bruins Lightning, 6 p.m. on the 26th. I think we've really been talking about it, man. It's really hard to bet against the Bruins right now. I'd love to do this puck line, but I'm not sure about it. So I'm just going to go straight Bruins to beat the Lightning.
I agree with that. All right.
What do you got?
All right. So this is a game I will be at with the wife, and this is probably the last game I'll be going to this season because we have officially canceled our season tickets after this month, and this is I believe the last game of the season. We've talked about in the show the Preds. They're the organization is kind of shitting on their season ticket holders a lot, and we've decided it's not worth the money anymore. So, but Devils at the Preds, and voting with my heart here, I'm going to just take the Preds to win this because I'm hoping that they can get a win in the last game that I go to this season.
All right. I don't hate that pick. I mean, anything.
The Preds are so unpredictable that you just never fucking know. This team, like, they can go out and beat a hot Devils team, and then they go and lose to like Vancouver. So who knows? At least I'll be taking the odds on that.
Yeah, it's you next. Yeah. You got it.
On Friday, I've got Vegas going into New York at 6 p.m.
Love that game.
I'm gonna take the Rangers. I'm gonna take the home team. I'm gonna take the Rangers to win that. I'm just taking money line.
Okay. Like that pick. I think you're gonna get some good odds on that one. My Friday game is the Flames versus the Flames at the Kraken, 9 p.m. on the 27th. I ain't hating on the Kraken right now. I'm going Kraken puck line. That's
good. I like that. I mean,
that's where I'm going, dude. So puck line for the Kraken. It's it's hard to bet against that team that's been carrying you a little bit. So I'm gonna go with the Kraken there.
Honestly, I would even consider maybe taking an alt line of like -2.5 for the Kraken. Dude, I think the Kraken go in there, and I think the Kraken welcome the Flames in, and they just put a.
I might on Friday. Obviously that's a few days from now to put any real bet money, not real bet, but any real money on it. But yeah, man, I've been seeking out that Kraken line. 2.5 -2.5 is not unfeasible. Because usually if you get that, you get that up 2 goals. I mean, 3 goals is just right there, right? I mean, it's not crazy for that to happen. And I think a couple of my Kraken games would have won on a -2.5 alt line because I think they beat the Devils 4-1. And so, I mean, I could have got some serious money on that bad boy if I would have gone Kraken -2.5.
I think next up, I've got another Friday. I've got another Friday game.
You're right. Yep.
Yeah. So I didn't really like the matchups on Monday.
There was only
Sunday,
one.
So I took another Friday game. I got the Blue Jackets going to the Canucks. 2 very bad teams, but this might be the first or second game for the Canucks' new coach. So I'm kind of interested to see that. It's a late night game. So watch that Rangers game. And then I guess it's going to be on the same time as your Flames Kraken game, so just switch back and forth. I'm taking the Canucks, and
you don't have to switch back and forth though. You could just watch the Kraken game.
Yeah. Yeah, watch the Kraken game, but keep the score update on your phone.
Exactly. There you go. So you can see if Bobby. So you can see if Bobby won his games of the week. Yeah, I don't hate that.
I'll be watching the Kraken game.
I think honestly, Blue Jackets money line would have been my choice there, but that new coach always provides a little spark. Although maybe they're upset over the Boudreau thing. So hey. A man can dream, Bob. A man can dream. Okay. Yeah. Look, no offense. You're my boy, but I want you to go 0-5 every single week. Okay. I want this to be not a competition at all. For my third game on Wednesday, Vegas and the Isles, 6:30 on the 28th, Saturday. Yeah. Saturday. I'm going Vegas, just money line. I don't know that I'm super confident in a puck line win there. So I'm just going to go with Vegas money line to be safe.
Yeah. All right. Blues at Abs for me on Saturday at 2 p.m. A nice little early game. I'm tilting on this. I want to take the Avs. If it's Avs -1.5, I want to take it. Puck line.
They'll
but I'm
definitely be
scared
favored
that-
at home.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the Avs puck line.
Yeah, they've got to be favored at home, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
You can put in
And
the
then
-1.5 to guarantee it if you want. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't want to, in case they're like, because if for whatever reason they're +1.5, I will just take money line.
Yeah, because that's going to be no money at all. I'll give you that. You know, I don't want us to do it on every single one caller shot,
Yeah.
but on those ones that you want to lock in for sure. Yeah, I'm good.
Especially when it's so far out. That's a Saturday.
That's
game.
yeah. Saturday game, anything could happen. I mean, and locking it in is perfect because what if McKinnon and Landeskog aren't playing? I want you locked into that -1.5, boy.
Yeah.
For my Sunday game, I think we got the only two Sunday games, so I'll go ahead and do mine. I took the Capitals and the Leafs, 4 p.m. on the 29th.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Leafs puck line. I know you got the better. I gave you the better game. That is the better game, but I was not able to pick it. I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to go, so that is why I just bailed out on it. So, I'm gonna take Leafs puck line.
Yeah, I've got Bruins and Hurricanes at 4 p.m. I'm taking. I mean, listen, until you prove to me that you can't do it, I'm going with them. I mean, they've only lost.
This may be the one.
Five regulation losses. I'm taking the Bruins puck line.
Okay. This may be one of the few games. I want that value. Well, this may be one of the few games that they even are not favored because, I mean, Carolina is a good team right now. I mean, they should be. Yeah. Even if it's +1.5, though, it shouldn't be too far off.
Yeah, so that's what I'm kind of scared about. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna say money line because I am scared because you put some doubt in my head. I don't want Bruins. I don't want Bruins +1.5. I want Bruins either -1.5 or I want Bruins money line. I don't want to do two games in a row like that. So I'm gonna take Bruins money line.
I think they'll be the favorite, but it's like, anything can happen over that weekend, and you don't want to get stuck with a +1.5 on a game that's going to be a good game anyway. You're going to get good odds either side of it. Yeah, I don't hate that. Blues
round us out on
yeah. The Blues and the Jets at 7 p.m. on Monday, our only Monday game, both for us and for the league. So this is something that's been carrying me through too. I'm going Jets puck line, baby. They have been playing really, really good hockey and have not been disappointing unless you pick against them. And then they've disappointed me a couple times this season. So I'm going to go with the Jets here and the puck line to beat the Blues at home.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sounds good. Let's see if we can, if I can maybe take the lead or if Brandon sticks out this new lead that he has found.
Just trying to win the little baby cup, dude. Just trying to win the little baby cup. Keep it here.
The weird. Corey Perry. I don't like that. Wild. I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it. Outlandish.
Each sixth chick sat on a stick. Little tongue twister.
And downright dumb.
You're kidding me.
It's time for the joke of the week.
All right, we are heading across the pond to merry old England, where King Charles' coronation, which is estimated to be about $120 million of taxpayer money, will emphasize the cost of living crisis that is devastating the United Kingdom right now. Nothing says, hey, we're thinking about you and your crisis, like a huge parade and a coronation for an old man that can barely hold his head up, wearing a crown made of diamonds. I know if your listeners it might sound like I despise the royal family. I don't. I have nothing against the royal family. I have nothing against the monarchy. I think that it's a great tourist attraction and it helps the island. But I think that saying that it will emphasize the cost of living crisis is just bad taste.
You should just be real, dude. And you should just be like, nah, dude, we're gonna be really hyping up like the gold truffle industry.
Yeah.
And so I just did some quick math. In the year 1800, when King Charles was born, Um, I did some inflation math. And so when he was born, $1 million in 1800 had the equivalent purchasing power of $23 million today. So $120 million essentially in 1800 when he was born would have been $2,760 million, which I think is billion or maybe trillion. All I'm saying is we're dropping trillies on a dude. I'm going to be honest with you, Bob. When I saw you put this on the doc, I was unaware man hadn't already been coordinated. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't seem like it needs to be, it doesn't seem like it needs to be a whole big deal. Like, hey man, your mom's dead. You're the king. Dope, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell yeah. And then you give him a crown. Yeah. And that's it. That's all it should be. It should never be spent. We should never be spending money on him. He should drop 120 milli out of his own pocket. That's how much we need to determine, like the kings of old used to. Okay, kings used to run wars and all this stuff, but a king really had to want to fight a war because he was paying for the war. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be coronated, I'm for it, bro. I think it's dope. I wish I was still a king, but it's gotta come out of your own pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta write $120 million check, or like Randy Moss, bring straight cash, homie. One of the two. But it shouldn't be from, although the people that voted to leave the EU, they should still have to foot the bill. I think that half of it should come from half the taxpayers, and then all the people that weren't idiots that, understood things. I think that they shouldn't have to. They're like, look, dude, you're old and you touch little children, so I don't want to pay anything for you, So what a joke, dude. What an absolute joke. Emphasizing the cost of living crisis. I mean, if only we weren't spending money, we didn't need to.
Yeah. Can we also talk about for a second, for a family that at one point thought that they were better than everyone else, these are some ugly motherfuckers, dude. Like, inbreeding really has taken their toll on the Mountain Mountains.
Yes.
Like, I mean, my God.
Yes, it was the worst trick of all time. Like, one dude in the family was like, dude, I am so sick and tired of this. I'm going to pretend like I had a dream and that God told me to be a king. And I'm going to do that. And he was probably a good looking dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, some uggo walks up to you and he's like, God told me I was supposed to be king. It's like, shut up, ugly person. Get out of here. And you shoo him away. So, this guy probably had, chiseled jawline and stuff like King Henry VIII. You look at that old boy, he was looking good. And now they're like, oh, dude, you should marry your sister. I mean, it's going to work out fine. Yeah. We don't want any impure blood.
They got really lucky that the smoke show Princess Diana kind of diluted that.
She brought it back out. Pool. It was the dilution. Yeah.
And even then Prince William still could just got all of his dad's genes and was like, nope, they avoided the good genes.
He came out of the womb. He came out of the womb with hair and then immediately started balding. Okay. Yeah. That was it. And see, it's so funny.
The one decent, good looking guy was like, I'm going to America. I'm going to Canada. I'm getting out of here.
He joined the military in hopes of getting shot. So he literally went to Iraq and a prince was like, I would rather be in Fallujah right now than hang out with all of you dudes and ladies. It's why I'm telling you, it's why those ugly people, with all the crazy teeth and that voted for Brexit and all that stuff. It's why they're so mad about Meghan Markle. Like, come on, buddy. That was the one thing we had going, was that people in the royal family were uglier than me. Okay. That's why I'm enjoying it. Yeah, dude. Of course I went and saw King Charles, that ugly ass motherfucker, dude. Yeah, I saw his dumb ass.
Yeah. And can I just be honest? Charles looks like an old man and a ugly baby at the same time. I'm not sure how that happens. It is honestly quite horrifying.
Can I say something real quick? I just Googled him, because I just wanted to, look at those jowls. I typed in King Charles into Google. And the first two pictures that came up are pictures of the dogs, King Charles. So how shitty of a king do you have to be? How shitty of a king do you have to be that I Google your name and dogs are the first two images? And the 1, 2. So of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of the 10 first pictures, there's 2 pictures of King Charles dogs. There's 1, 2, 2 pictures of old King Charles, like an older King Charles, not him. 1 picture of King Charles from I'm sorry, there's 3 older pictures of a King Charles, one of which is the same. And there's a picture of King Charles from The Crown. There's only 3 pictures of the actual current King Charles when you Google King Charles. What a joke of a king, dude. You're garbage, bro. I remember when Henry Tudor used to like bang a hoe and then murder her and then get a new hoe, dude. Why aren't you doing cool stuff like that? That's what King should be doing, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but all right, let's move on. That is our monthly quota of talking about the royal family. Let's move into what's snapping your stick.
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
All right, we both kind of talk about the same kind of thing. Talking about a little bit of video games and what's snapping our stick. As an Xbox guy, obviously I have the great value that is Xbox Game Pass. I don't like to be a shill for Microsoft, but it really is an amazing value. If you don't have Game Pass, I don't know what you're doing.
It ain't shilling. It ain't shilling if it's right. You give a good value and I'll talk it up, right? I mean, yeah.
But anyway, so Xbox Game Pass, for those of you that don't know, it's a pretty affordable value. You get to play a bunch of games on Xbox for free. Or not free, you pay for it, but it might as well be free because when games are about $60 a piece. I mean, you've got like
$15 a month.
Mordor, you got
Well, it gives you Xbox Gold too, so you don't have to have Gold already. So I mean, it's it's worth it. Worth it.
So, but one of the biggest issues is that you can be playing a game and at any moment you can find out that it's just leaving Game Pass in like sometimes 5 days, sometimes. Very rarely they might give you like a month notice, but for the most part, they announced yesterday that games are leaving on the 1st of the month. That's kind of bullshit, honestly, that it's like you could be halfway through a game and then you're like, all right, well, I just invested all this time in this game. Guess I'm not going to be able to play it in like a couple days. I think that's a bad business thing. I think that once games are added to Game Pass, they should stick to Game Pass. I understand that there are contract things.
I was going to say a month is plenty of time. You get told a month in advance. I'm cool with a month. Finish the game or don't, and that's really on you. But a week is hard. And I'd be okay with people got going on.
Yeah. But what I don't like though is that they have games that are like like Halo Infinite, which is like online game. Like if like Call of Duty were on there, I think that if that game's on there, because then you've got all this time on multiplayer that they shouldn't just take that away. But I'd be okay with a month. But I think giving people less than a week's notice is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I think a week's notice is also, because it's not enough time to like, okay, I want to prioritize and play this game. You know what I'm saying? Because you already had stuff going on. Whereas, if they told you on January 1st, hey, X game is going away on February 1st, and you find it out on the 24th, that's not on Xbox Game Pass. That's on you, buddy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I agree with you. 1 week is not enough time. But I do want to also highlight what you said and say, it's such a good value. I mean, the cloud gaming aspect alone is well worth it. Not having to download a new game every time you want to play it. Like there is no way in hell that I'm playing any Far Cry 5 or any Assassin's Creed Odyssey if I got to download 70 gigs the game to play it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm probably just going to go and find another game to do, but the cloud gaming is awesome. So, mine very similar. And we kind of hit on it. The fact that you still, and I'm sure I've already made this a snaps my stick, but we got to cycle them in.
I don't know if you had a snaps my stick. I know you and I have talked about it before, like at a Preds game. I don't think you.
The fact that you still have to download a physical copy of a game that you bought to your console. What is the purpose in that? I don't get it. And I'm not even saying when I put the game in, the game should play. And then any downloadable content, I understand. Yeah, that needs to be downloaded onto my thing. And I get it. You talked about earlier, well, games used to be less than a gig, and that's when you didn't have to download games to your Xbox. It just loaded on the game. So I understand that games are too big for that now, right? Probably.
Yeah.
But
to fit all those games on a CD-ROM is just, you're asking a lot.
Yeah, but it just seems like, it seems like that they're not really improving on the CD-ROM though, doesn't it? Because I mean,
I don't listen. I don't know who's out there like, you know what? I'm going to improve this CD-ROm. I feel like that is a job that is no longer.
But game companies though should be doing. I mean, they're literally still using the media.
So I know a lot of it comes down to a majority. It comes down to, so you buy a game. So frequently they release a game that they then realize after release, oh, this needs to be fixed. So they but they put themselves in a situation where they can put patches out so that when you download it, you have that initial download.
I don't care. I don't want
downloading the stuff to be able to get patches and fixes to the game.
Look here. You were talking about shilling for Microsoft. It sounds like you're back to shilling for Microsoft, buddy. Okay. We live in a world. It used to be an entire New York City building floor had a computer in it, right? And the computing power was barely that of what we have on an iPhone now. So you're telling me that we can fit 6 terabytes into a size this small now, Bob, and nobody's been like, maybe we should, maybe this tech, because I guarantee you, if Activision or any of these big game studios, Blizzard, if they got games onto a disc that was the game, all right, I'm buying games from this company now, because now I can buy the game and play it.
I mean, the updated technology's there. It's called digital. Like I don't buy discs anymore.
But what I'm saying is, obviously it's there, but it's not there though, Bobby, because you still have to download every single gig of that, right? Used to, when you popped a CD or a game into your Xbox, did you have to download the entirety of the game to play it? No, the data was there.
But I had to have a disc that I had to take care of. I had to keep track of. I had to make sure it didn't get scratched.
So that's what I'm saying. I didn't say digital download should be gone forever. I said the fact if I buy a disc, there needs to be the advantage of having the disc. Whereas what you're saying is right.
Yeah.
A physical copy provides me nothing now. I buy digital copies. I don't buy physical copies. But what I'm saying is, if I walked into a GameStop, one of the reasons why I don't buy
hard copy. Yeah. Oh, I agree with you. The reason I don't buy hard copies is all of the cons. Plus, now because they haven't updated it, it's you're buying it. You're spending the time to go drive to a GameStop, have to deal with the bullshit at GameStop, and then you have to sit for 30 minutes while it still downloads.
That's my point. Yeah, that's my point. And I personally, if the physical copies played, I would still buy physical copies. I would go to GameStop. I would travel out of my way and do it. So that's more of my thing. Is that there is no advantages to buying a physical copy anymore, because it's just a digital download with a disc that you now have to have the disc to play. So I'm with you on that. So don't hear what I'm not saying. And I love digital downloads. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great thing. And I don't want to go to GameStop, every time, and obviously Game Pass. But Bobby, I even put it in there. I know there are reasons, but I don't care about the reasons. I knew you were going to tell me the reasons, so I wrote it down for you. I know them. I don't care. This is my time to complain about things that, maybe we can't fix. And so F them. All right. F them. If they want, you want to come at me? No one came at me. I don't know why I got so flustered over it.
But all right, guys, we will see you all again next week. Don't forget, March 2nd, join us at Mayday Brewery in Murfreesboro.
But even more,
bingo.
We got plenty of time to remind them about that. Even more, Monday, the 30th, come watch a movie with us, dogs. Let's do it.
Yeah. Come watch a movie, and it'll be very much a Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of thing. But all right, guys, until next time, he's Brandon. I'm Bobby. This has been Pucks Out Podcast. We'll see you all again next week.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.